Hey everyone, yippee for week 3. Woo! It rhymed a little better in my head. Yippee, week 3. That works, right? Okay, anyway. Happy week 3 of acceptance. We made it. How are you guys doing? Woo! Last week it was good, but yeah, I'm doing this with you guys, and emotions are challenging. Are they for you? Especially treating them with kindness. So, what came up for you guys last week? Just as a recap, week 1 was taking everything in your life, accepting it, and then last week, week 2, was being with all of the emotion and the thoughts that come with acceptance and the thing, maybe accepting that you don't like, or accepting the thing that you don't like. That. What emotions came up for you guys? How did you do? I've been doing this for a long time, and I got to be honest, that is still a challenging thing for me. I grew up in a household where there were no feelings, and it has taken a very long time to allow myself to even bring up particular emotions, anger, sadness, like basically all the yucky ones. And being with those emotions, allowing them to come up and come out, and then to not judge yourself, is really deep work. So if that was your work this week, congratulations. If it was too much for you, congratulations. Just even the fact that you maybe considered what your emotions were or what you were feeling in this practice. I'm really proud of everyone who is doing this, even if all you do is listen to this video or watch the video. Watch the video. There's something in you that is drawing you to it, and so let that be enough. This week, we are going to continue, and I want to read our intention card. So, one of the things I really have found when I went through this practice of the ABCs of Happy, and if you don't know about the ABCs of Happy, you can go back to the intro video and I tell you all about it. But this is the first letter, A, for acceptance, in the ABCs of Happy. And what I was saying was, when I went through this practice, I've probably gone through it, not A to Z, but at least every letter. What I found most helpful was doing one letter for an entire month, because I would do one every few days, and it really didn't get into the deeper parts. So that's why for this challenge we have the same intention for an entire month, because it's a practice, and the way that we really learn in a deep way is repetition and continuing to really dig into the same concept and find layers. So here we go. I'm going to read our intention card again. Acceptance. Take everything in your life right now exactly as it is. Be with each emotion and thought that wants you to fight against this reality, and acknowledge it with kindness. Surrender the need for things to be different. This moment is not forever. Practice acceptance, and change will happen on its own. So each week of this month, we've been taking a different part of this intention card. So let me go back and read you this week's focus. Surrender the need for things to be different. This moment is not forever. That's our focus this week. Surrendering that frustration, that resistance, that maybe things are not the way that you want them to be. And again, I think this is such a timely practice because our world is cray-cray. And I would imagine none of us really love the pandemic. It has shuffled many things in many people's lives, and for us to surrender and allow everything to be exactly as it is, whoo, deep work. But the point is reality. And acceptance is this finding serenity no matter what our circumstances may be. And so this week we are going to focus on surrendering. And I want to point out, I think, a really key part, that this too shall pass. Like, a lot of times when we are fighting and when we're resisting and when we refuse to accept, we're believing that life will always be like this, that things will never change, that we're going to be stuck. And that really isn't true. So yes, I want us to practice surrender. Yes, I want us to hopefully open the door to serenity. And I want us to remember that this is a season. It might be a long season, but it is a season. The way of life, the way of people, the way of nature is change. And so letting yourself be peaceful in this season is really our practice. So with our practice, we have a weekly challenge, and I want to read you the challenge. And I'm really excited about this challenge. And to be honest, I had another challenge planned out. And when I was going through the email that I'm going to send to everyone, if you sign up for the email, notes how to do that will be below this video. Okay, coming back. If you are doing the weekly challenges, those are in the notes below also. Okay, so sorry, I got a little distracted. As I was going through the email, I, for whatever reason, changed this week's challenge. It was something else, and I just felt like this would be beneficial, and I'm not really sure why yet. So hopefully wonderful, magical things happen this week. Okay, let me read you the challenge. Find someone who is struggling. Do something kind for them. Give yourself a perspective shift. A lot of times when we are doing a lot of self-reflection and or if things are difficult in our lives, it can be a little all-consuming. So this week I want you to find someone, a stranger, someone you know. You can do it anonymously. You can send a card. You can pay for someone's drink in line at Starbucks. I've had that done for me before. It was so awesome. Have you ever had that or heard of that? You're in the drive-thru and you drive up to pay and they're like, oh, the person in front of you paid for you. So find someone this week who is having a difficult time. I don't think you're going to have a hard time finding someone. Life is tough right now for so many of us. And do something kind for them. I'm not saying you have to spend loads of money, acts of service, words of affirmation. These are all languages of love. And I hope that this challenge will give you a little perspective shift, not to minimize your own experience, not to minimize the difficulty, but to just kind of help us hold a broader scope of we're not the only ones going through something. And something wonderful happens when we love someone else, when we show kindness. We're reminded that even though we have darkness in our lives, we have the ability to also be a light. So I hope that that challenge brings light into your own heart this week. This week is meditation week. So I'm going to lead you through a guided meditation, and I hope you enjoy it. Maybe you can practice it more than once. I really am proud of you again for doing this. Thank you for joining me, and here we go. Welcome to our meditation on surrendering for week 3 of acceptance. I want to invite you to make sure you are comfortable. You can even lie down if your body feels tight and or tired. And we're going to start by taking some intentional breaths in through the nose and out of the mouth. If and when you're ready, breathing in and releasing the breath out of the mouth. We'll do 2 more like that. So go ahead and close your eyes. Let yourself lean back into whatever is supporting you, whether it's the ground if you're laying on the floor, or the back of the couch and or a chair. Feel your body supported. See if you can soften through the shoulders a bit more, relaxing them down. Feeling the arms and even the hands becoming a little heavier. Softening through the muscles of the face, across the forehead, around the eyes, around the jaw. And see if you can imagine that your energy is pulling back into the very center of the body. Feel your energy, instead of in the muscles of the face, starting to pull back towards the center of the head. Feel the energy across the front of the heart, the solar plexus, the belly. Start to pull in and back towards the spine. And as you do that, you might even feel yourself leaning back a little more. So I want to invite you to do a few rounds of a counted breath with me. And you can stay with my pace or just follow the pattern, which will be inhale for 4, slight pause, exhale for 4, slight pause. So you can, again, just do the pattern at your own pace. Or when you're ready, taking a cleansing breath in through the nose and out of the mouth. Inhaling 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhaling 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Inhaling 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhaling 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Inhaling 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhaling 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. And I want you to follow that pattern for a few more rounds, doing the best that you can. And if for whatever reason it does not feel comfortable, breathe normally in and out in the easiest way. Try one more round for me. Inhaling for 4, holding, exhaling for 4. And then bring your attention away from the breath and back into the body. And feel that the energy that was in the center of the head is now pulling into the very back of the head. And feel the energy that was in the center of the body towards the spine, pulling even further back behind the spine. feel yourself leaning back if you are in an upright position, and or if you're lying down, sinking deeply into the floor. As you think of the word surrender, I want you just to notice what it means to you. Without any judgment, just as you bring your attention to the word surrender, what comes up in your thoughts, in your physical body? Does your breath change? So I want to invite you to let the hands come out in front of you. Let the palms be facing towards the sky. And feel a softening through the center of the palms, through the fingers. And just feel this gesture of surrender. Take a slow, deep breath in through the nose. Release it out of the mouth. Feel your body relax, lean back. And then in this meditation practice, as we hold our hands here for just a few more moments, we're going to do something that is called Name It to Tame It. And it is a mindfulness technique that just allows you to name out loud what is present for you. So as you are bringing this awareness to the topic of acceptance and surrender, as your hands are in the physical gesture of surrender, I want you to name what is coming up for you. You can do it quietly to yourself, you can do it out loud. And I will do mine out loud, just so you can get an idea. So when I'm thinking of the word surrender in this current moment, I am noticing fear, uncertainty, worry, ease, relief, deep desire, hope, peace, a deep breath. And so just try that on your own for a few more moments, even if there's some space in between your next emotion and or thought. As you bring up this intention of acceptance, surrendering to everything that is, notice what your experience is, how it shifts, how it changes, by naming everything that is present for you out loud. And try this for 3 more breaths. And then I want to invite you to bring your hands together, to slightly bow the chin towards the chest,
to soften the shoulders even more and feel as the hands are floating in front of the heart, just the energy of the heart. Again, bringing your mind to this idea, this concept, this practice of surrender, of acceptance. Acknowledging everything that was mentioned out loud, from the good to the bad to everything in between. And taking a few moments just to allow, to acknowledge. And I am borrowing this phrase from my favorite meditation teacher, Tara Brach. And she often uses this phrase in the practice of allowing. This belongs. So everything that was named, allowing it to be there, and maybe even whispering to yourself, this belongs. The fear belongs. The worry belongs. The apprehension belongs. The resistance belongs. The peace belongs. The relief belongs. Take your last 3 breaths. Feel your energy again in the very back of the body, leaning back. And as you take a deep inhale in and feel your exhale, let your hands float back down to wherever feels most comfortable. Take a moment just to bring your awareness back into your surroundings, first by listening, maybe feeling sensation of the air on the skin or the clothes, making contact. Eventually drawing your eyes open to a soft gaze. As you practice acceptance this week, whatever comes up, may you also practice this feeling of surrender to whatever is. Maybe even remembering that phrase, this belongs. Bringing hands again to heart center. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Blessings, peace, namaste.